Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
They had, I forget, something called eel, and I was able to get underneath the wires.
Okay.
And then at the end, there's pictures of me weaving in and out. I'm not into electrocution, so I
No.
haven't done Tough Mudder since.
Most people aren't into that aspect, although there are some that do like the Iron Cross and they stick their arms out and they just like gluttons for punishment, I guess. But
Yeah, I've been told, oh, you can go around it or you can skip it. I'm like, but I didn't pay to skip it.
yes, exactly. I will say though, your background in roller derby is very unique. I think you may be the first guest that has brought that up. How did you get into roller derby?
Well, I've always been into fitness, and there was a small BYOB in my local hometown, Pottstown, and it was called Funky Little Kitchen. And my husband at the time and I would go there often. And the owner's wife had started a roller derby team in Pottstown, and every time we came in, because she knew I was in the fitness, she was like, "Oh, you should come out. You should try out. You should just come see what it's about." And I was never wanted to play sports. I've never played sports. And I was I 30 at the time, 30, 31. And she finally wore me down. I'm like, fine, I'll go. So I had to go buy a pair of skates because I hadn't owned skates since I was a kid. And I got the elbow pads and the wrist guards and the knee pads, and I showed up and I made 50 friends first night.
Awesome.
There were 50 girls. And while I'm more on the conservative side, there were some girls that just, they went all out. And I learned a lot. The exercise portion of it was amazing. We skated 2 nights a week for 2 hours at a shot, and our practices were at 9 p.m. So it was 9 to 11, 2 nights a week.
Wow.
And I learned how to jump cones. I learned how to push people over.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was very much a learning experience. Brought me out of my shell, taught me there's more to life than just working out at home or going outside and running. So
Yeah. At the risk of getting slightly derailed, I do want to learn a little bit more about it. How does the sport work? Because most people are familiar with a whole bunch of, badass people going around in a circle, and there's 2 teams, and some people are like slingshotting each other. How do points work? How does how does the sport work?
Okay, so you have jammers and you have blockers. The jammers are the ones that actually score. The blockers are the ones that the jammers have to get through in order to score.
Okay.
So the blockers go off the line first. 10 seconds later, the jammers from both teams are released. The goal is to get through the pack. The first jammer to get through the pack is called the lead jammer or the head jammer. And then you have to come around again. And then every opponent that you pass is a point.
Okay.
So if you're the lead jammer and you get through the pack and the other jammer hasn't gotten through, you can call the jam, and then you get your points and the other team scores nothing. If you don't call it off and the other team jammer gets through, they will also get points. So the idea is to get as many points as you can before the other team and call it. And that's how you score.
Okay, that's fascinating. It's a very niche sport, I feel like. And so like
It is,
yeah.
and then there's bank track and then there's flat track. I played flat track.
Okay.
But I had the opportunity. I had gone to California on a visit, and I was actually able to go and visit a bank track, which was quite interesting. I didn't get on the track because I hadn't brought myself with me, but I was able to watch, and it was fascinating. It was another world.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to move here, but I didn't. I stayed where I was.
Awesome. But trying to bridge the two, how would you explain like the community, I guess? Because that's what, great sports are all about, and I'm sure having a niche sport and helps find like
The community in roller derby versus
OCR, yeah.
OCR. Well, with roller derby, it was all female. So, a lot of times, there's cattiness and, in normal everyday life, and women don't always get along. But in roller derby, you all have a common goal, and you guys go out and kick each other's butt and then go have a beer after.
Nice.
So, and with OCR, I don't think I've ever run into anyone I didn't like. It's just everyone has that same, they have the same mindset. They want to go out and they want to do something difficult. They want to accomplish something. Everyone has different goals, but at the end of the day, we're all crossing the finish line.